Good morning, members and friends of Calvary. It's time for your video devotion of the week. This week, it comes from what had been our devotions earlier in the week in Judges chapter 20. Now, what takes place in Judges chapter 20 is obviously directly related to what took place in Judges 19. Judges chapter 19 is one of the most wicked, carnal chapters in all of the Bible, in my estimation. It reveals to us a man who uses a woman for his own selfish gratification. And then when she is in danger and in peril, he delivers her to the men who literally have their way with her until she dies. That man then takes up her body and carves it up, sends it around to all the different nations or the families, the tribes within the nation of Israel, and demands that they do something. Of course, God's people respond, and in chapter number 20, verse number 1, it says, "Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man." So they're pretty upset with this. And so they go against the Benjamites, and they give opportunity for the Benjamites to make it right. They won't. And so now they go out against them. And in verse number 21 of chapter 20, this is what we're told. "And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men." You know, the park, I thought that the Benjamites were the bad guys. Yes, the Benjamites are the bad guys. The good guys go against the bad guys, and the bad guys win, and there are 22,000 good guys that die. Well, the nation of Israel, in verse number 22, encourages themselves, and it goes back out to battle once again. Verse number 25, "And Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel again 18,000 men. All these drew the sword." So the second day, the good guys go against the bad guys, and the bad guys win again. And so our challenge or our thought this morning is this. This story tells us that you can be right and you can do right and still apparently lose. We grow up with a hero mindset and the idea that the good guy always wins. The guy in the white hat always defeats the guy in the black hat, and the princess is always saved, and victory is always achieved. That's not quite what happens in life, and that's not what we see in the Bible. You go, "Brother Park, that's incredibly discouraging." Well, the story's not over. Verse number 48. "And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the sword, as well the men of every city as the beast, and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that they came to." And so in verse number 48, the good guys finally win. And so a challenge this morning is this. We win by being faithful. We win by not quitting. We win by continuing in spite of great loss. Well, I think they should have been able to win in verse 21. Well, take that up with God. Well, surely after they came back and encouraged themselves and tried again, and surely then, take that up with God. What we see is that just because we're right and just because we do right doesn't mean we always win. But we will win if we stay faithful. In due season, we will reap if we faint not. I challenge you this morning, don't quit. Don't quit. Faithfulness is what makes us win.